So I have a big pile of swatches because I have finally finished swatching all the Chicago Pen Show stuff. Here's the pile of cola rings. I think I'm gonna have to split stuff up onto new ones. So I am going to grab the sort of bag of backer cards and chains because I do store them separately. So I have our bag of extra backer cards. I also have blanks because I think there will be some that need labels, but we are going to start with creating piles because what is this channel if not somewhere that organizes our swatches by piles? So this is literally every cola ring dipper I have currently set up. Yes, other than the pens one, which we haven't used in ages. So here's reds. Good afternoon. What's this? Ferris Wheel Press, because they have their own brand card. That's shimmers, that goes there. This is purples and pinks, which means this should be yellows and blues. All right. So, is my mic not working? Oh, it is. Let's grab, what's this? This is I. This is S, so this is A through F. I want to say, yeah. This is A through F. This is Ferris Wheel Press. Just scooch these all the way up. Feel free to ask questions. There is some new stuff. The videos for all of these swatches are coming. Somebody joked in their 20 questions that I was going to have swatch videos. You know, I only needed to go to one show to have swatch videos for the entire year. And I don't know how untrue that's actually going to turn out to be this year. And then we're going to put waterproof and customs down here. All right, here's the bin. So if you've never been here before or haven't seen the cola rings in action, these are ones that are organized by brand. These are ones organized by color. They're pretty rainbows. These are not pretty rainbows because they're organized in alphabetical order. So Birmingham Pen Company. This is a brand label because there are some new brands that I picked up at Chicago or was gifted at Chicago. Birmingham Pen Company. Ackerman, that's a pink. Lots of these are going to be Birmingham Pen Company. This one, though, is Colorverse. I love it. That is the Chicago Pen Show ink this year. This is Birmingham Pen Company Cold Steel. Actually, we're going to move. I'm going to put the box in the middle because that's more fun, honestly. What's this? I think it's another Birmingham Pen Company. It is Colorverse. Ackerman. Birmingham. Ackerman. I did get the 2 Ackerman Gourmet Pens exclusives as samples from someone. I think all of these over on my desk that are still drying are Birmingham because I literally just finished swatching. Yeah, they are. Esterbrook. I did get the Coffee Monster Co. ink. It is really pretty. I haven't put it in anything. Tasha. I did get a bottle of Sabi Midori finally. Thanks to the lovely Sue Beck, who told me when I said, oh, I'm going to go buy one, she went, I already have one for you. So I didn't have to. I also got Tasha Ube. I got a lot of Tasha inks this time around. I really like the Tasha inks, and so I ended up buying a couple. That's a purple. I say that's a green. That's a yellow. Purple. Feel free to ask questions about any of the inks or anything really. Really, this is just like the watercolor swatch videos. It's far more fun to put away hanging out with people than by myself. Emerald Fusion and Leonardo both go there. I also finally got a sample of Emerald of Chivor, which reminds me a lot of Diamine Anatola. The only difference with the Diamine one is that it's slightly more sheening and is blue, not green. But I do want to do like a swatch thing where I have them both on the same swatch card because I think it'll be fun. So I might use one of the new Wear and Gall like 4 swatch photo strips for that. Or one of the Wear and Gall Polaroid ones. Diamine Bloody Brexit, which I purely bought because it sheens really nicely, but it actually dries. That's a home mix. What's this? Rowan Klinger, Blue Eyed Mary. Goes there. Birmingham. That's a brown. That's a brown. So I did put away some of these inks, and then I got tired of putting things away. And so we get this. Ooh, this is a Sailor Ancora ink that the lovely Shannon from Couture Pens ordered for me when she made her Ancora order. That's Emerald of Chivor. And a big swatch, which goes, I believe, there. Oh, I'm sorry. I will be saving it. Unfortunately, because I wanted to show the like full table, portrait just worked better. I did think about doing it landscape, but I will be saving it, so you can always catch up that way later. Another Birmingham. Oh, this was somebody's custom mix. I did get a couple custom mixes from people, which were really fun. I do enjoy seeing what other people create custom mix wise. Ooh, this was a Kitty ink pot, which was a brand I'd never heard of. Lots of people actually gave me inks from brands that I'd never heard of. Ooh, this was the Dominant Industries little craft fest. Again, Shannon, I had some inks that I was getting rid of that she wanted, and so she picked up a bottle of the little craft fest ink for me, which goes in this pile. I think this is going to have to be split into 2 cola rings. There's another label. There's another home mix. Oh no, home mixes go down here. This is a Monteverde purple mix. I don't know if YouTube listens, but it would be helpful if they did. KWZ, It Smells Like Coffee, and Ferris Wheel Press. This is their new gray. This is their Highland gray. And I have to say, I really like it. It shows up really dark in big swatches. I've seen a couple friends writing samples of it though, and it doesn't look nearly that dark. So I'm gonna have to put it in a pen and see what I think. This is the other Ferris Wheel Press ink this month. It's called Lost in Leaves. What's this? This is another Kitty ink pot. It's called A Certain Yam. I feel like it did for a little bit. I would say I swatched this 4 or 5 days ago and it does not smell like coffee anymore, which I'm actually okay with. I don't love scented inks. I don't actually love the normal KWZ inks. I sort of find the vanilla scent sickly sweet. So I've got a couple in samples, but I've never actually purchased a bottle from them, and I don't know that I will. A Bungo Box, because yes, I accidentally bought a Bungo Box ink, and here it is. Somebody was selling inks for $7, and I picked up something that I thought was pretty, and then discovered it was a Bungo Box ink. I also finally got November Leaves from Dominant Industry. So now I feel like I need to do like a pale browns comparison. Yeah, so it's a lot of swatches. I think there are, because every ink gets 2 swatches, it gets a big swatch and a dip swatch. I think I have close to 160 swatch videos, partially because I got gifted nearly 50 samples from people. So these cola ring dippers, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 cola ring dippers right now. Those are the inks that I currently have. These are all the inks that I got samples of gifted to me, or traded bottles with friends at the show, or in some cases purchased bottles of at the show. I will say I am potentially not going to another pen show this year, and it was easier to buy inks from friends who were clearing out their collection than to just buy new bottles. And that's sort of how I prefer to buy inks if I can, because you sometimes buy something you don't like it, so you pass it on to a friend. This is Pelican Rose Quartz. I have the pen. I wanted to try the ink. I think that belongs down there. KWZ, It Smells Like Coffee. Again, not a huge fan of scented inks. Wanted to try it. Would I buy a bottle of it? Probably not. I do like the shade of brown though, so I might find something comparable at some point. Organic Studios. Again, this is one that was not on my list to buy, but somebody was selling inks for $7. All I saw was the OS on the bottle, and I knew I wanted it, no matter what the color was. I've always wanted to try their inks, and even though this one appears a lot more purple in other people's swatches, I'm still quite happy with it. It's a nice like periwinkle blue, and I've greatly been enjoying it. I will say Rose Quartz is very similar to, let me set this down. I feel like, there we go. Oh, I actually already put Rose Quartz in here. So there's Magnolia Mirage, there's Rose Quartz, and then there's Monteverde Rose Pink. They're all pretty similar. I think I honestly like the sort of more expression of Magnolia Mirage more. But I actually haven't tried this in a pen yet, so we'll see how I feel about it inked up in a pen. Here are some of the inks I got rid of. So when I get rid of an ink, I do keep their cola ring dipper so that I've got a color reference, because sometimes I'll be looking at something online and go, I think I own that at some point. And so I like to keep a record, and I just stick them at the back of my waterproof cola ring dipper because I don't have that many waterproof inks. That goes here. KWZ Plum Gray. Again, doesn't smell like vanilla anymore, which I'm happy about. Another name. Another name. I also got a bottle of Parker Quink Washable Brown. I love the Parker Quink inks, so I was really happy to be able to find a bottle of washable brown. So I think this might be my new favorite brown ink. It's just so pretty. I also got a bunch of Sailor Mano inks from somebody that was destashing their collection. There will be a video this week where we talk about Sailor, but I got a bunch of Sailor Mano inks. And I am trying to convince myself that I don't need samples of all of the Sailor Mano inks, because I do really adore them. And now I have many of them, and I still really love them. So I need friends that have more of the colors that I don't have to sort of facilitate my collecting of more. I like this color too. There's another Sailor Mano. I think this is another Sailor Mano. It is. There will be a video on Sailor this week. There's another Sailor Mano. Because Sailor was fun this time around. I got to acquire some things I didn't think I'd get to own, which sort of seemed to be the theme of this show and life recently. If you saw the Gold Spot video, What's this one? I believe that's another oh no, that's a Rowan Klinger, which I don't know how to pronounce. But it's super pretty. That's what it is. I also don't know if some of the Rowan Klinger inks are waterproof. I don't know if this one is or not. So we're gonna say it's not, and then I'll move it if I have to. I also found Tasha Light Wash Jeans, which has been on my list for a very long time and is discontinued. And I was very happy that, again, the same person that was destashing their ink collection for $7 a bottle happened to have a bottle of it. Another blue. California Raisin. Where do customs go? Is this the home of customs? I can't remember where customs go. Customs at the back of this one. Salted Sea Breeze. I don't know where I want to put that. Should that go with my yellow and green? Or should it go... There's another Monteverde. Mom's been on a teal kick. So I will say this is both my ink collection and Mom's, which means that I acquired a lot of teal inks this time because Mom has been on a teal kick. And an ink that in the sort of content creator fountain pen space has a cult following because it is Julia's Tea Berry Ice Rink, which is tea berry ice cream and ice rink from Birmingham Pen Co. I was lucky enough that she brought me a sample of it. And she also brought me a couple of other things which are going to be talked about in an upcoming video. You're there. Die Mine. The funny thing is, I ordered this color before all the US stuff started to happen. And I know that they named it before all the US stuff started to happen. But it's really funny. And I will enjoy inking it up in a pen. KWZ, Birmingham Pen Co. So some of the Birmingham Pen Company swatches have the full name on them. Some of them don't. Yes, what I would say what bugs me about the Die Mine inks is that the only lids that I can get off of the Die Mine bottles are the special edition lids because those are the only bottles that they use textured lids on. And that does bug me a little bit because it proves that they can put textured lids on bottles. They just choose not to. And that does piss me off. So I don't actually buy that many Die Mine inks. And I, very rarely indulge in them. But it reminded me of Sabi Midori and Lamy Petrol. And so I just wanted to compare everything. I think it was also before they re-released Lamy Petrol when I bought it. Andrellian Blue Ringed Octopus, which was the ink Mom got for free as in her welcome bag from Chicago. That's a purple. This is somebody's custom bronze mix from Birmingham Pen Company. I have to say, like, it's like when you wash your pen after using it, it is like highlighter yellow. It's crazy. Which I'm finding with many of the Birmingham Pen Company inks. Many of them are fluorescent yellow. Ackerman SBRE Brown. I finally got a sample of it. So Spree last year wrote me a letter when he sent me the Leonardo in SBRE Brown. And I fell in love with it. And then I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I've just sort of decided like I was never going to get my hands on it. And then somebody offered to bring me a sample at Chicago. Tinkerbell from Wendy Darling. No, from Warringall. Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. And Wendy from Warringall. I would say it feels very like burnt caramel, which I like. It's not There's KWZ, it smells like coffee. There's KWZ, it smells like coffee. Like, it's very burnt caramel. It's definitely showing up more orange on camera. But in person, it's very burnt caramel. There's another Sailor Manu ink. There's Lamy Petrol. So there's Tariff Teal. And I think there's Sabi Midori. And there's Sabi Midori. So there are some differences, but I think I need to swatch them all out together because they are very interesting colors. Don't all become one pile. That's just rude. Tea Berry Ice Rink. I still don't know where I'm putting that because, like, it sort of fits in like my yellows going into greens. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. No, it doesn't. That's the wrong shape to go there. That goes there. Goes there. That goes there. The funny thing is I have a paint that color. That goes there. That goes there. Those both go there. I swear when I swatched this, it was a green, and now it's like a gray. So we're going to put you with the greens because that's where you should go, but like, I don't know that you're a gray. Colorverse, Walk the Dog. Bought this because it was somebody's favorite ink in 20 questions, and it kept coming up. People kept talking about it at the Chicago Pen Show, and so much like I bought a Twisby last year, I bought this Colorverse ink. Do I use green ink? No. But whatever. I would say I tend to have a pretty good grasp of color, mostly because part of what I do is match, and or like in the early days of this channel, I would duplicate really expensive pen sets by swatching colors and creating my own similar ones, so that you could do it without buying really expensive paints. So my grasp of colors tends to be pretty good, but I do also know that some of the Birmingham Pen Company colors can fade in really odd ways. So I'm wondering if that, oh, I've traded that. There's another label. Ooh, there's the new, I had a question about this from somebody. There's the new Private Reserve limited edition red. I have to say, I thought based on online swatches it was going to be more like in your face red, but I'm not unhappy with it. I actually use muted reds more often, and so I'm really happy with it. I also really enjoy that, I'll grab my bottle actually. It's an limited edition ink that's actually individually numbered. So, well, don't knock that over. That's just rude. The bottle isn't individually numbered. The box is. The box is individually numbered by hand. And I can tell you, based on all the boxes I saw at the Chicago Pen Show, that they are actually like individually numbered, which I personally think is really cool if you're going to be like buying something like that. That's how I like to do it. I thought I just had a pile of swatches. Oh, where did I set them? That's fun. Private Reserve. Did I finish? I feel like I didn't finish, but I also can't find that pile of swatches that I thought I just had in my hand. I guess we're done. that part. So here's the question. Do I start easy? Ferris wheel press only has 2. Oh, I'm not done. I set them right there. This is Tasha. These both Birmingham. These are both Birmingham. 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 Blue-Eyed Mary. I know it's a limited edition or limited release ink. It's not labeled. These are both incredibly sheening inks from Birmingham. I'm not convinced they're dry. So I'm going to leave them on my laptop for a little bit longer and just let them dry a little bit more. I have had an issue with some of the Birmingham sheening colors just not drying all the way down. It's been really humid here, so hopefully they dry all the way. So how are we going to start this? We are not going to start with either of the ones. So this one's out, and this one in the very bottom is out. These two contain the quote-unquote custom colors, so the ones that people mix themselves. I don't want to start there because I am sure I've missed custom colors in this sort. I'm also sure that I do not have enough labels. I'm sure there's more brands than that we're adding. So do I start with, I'll let you vote. Here, let's do a poll. Here, rainbow or brands first? And I know it's not really a rainbow, but it's sort of a rainbow. So choose which direction we're going. Brands. All right. Well, because it's really easy, I'm starting with Ferris wheel press because it has 2. And I am feeling a bit lazy. Also, some of these are going to get really complicated, I think. I think there's going to be some splitting up of some brands going on here. And I want to start easy before we get into complicated. Because I also think we're going to be splitting up the rainbow. I think I'm going to have to add more command strips to my desk. So I haven't tried it yet in a pen. I got it at the Chicago Pen Show from, I was just handed a box of stuff from them. So there's a whole bunch of fun stuff from Monteverde coming, content-wise. But I did get 2 H. F, 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 G, 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 G. That was really helpful. H, A, H, E. And then L, L, O. That was shockingly easy. We've been having some crazy temperature swings and my allergies have been going crazy. All right, there's Ferris wheel press done. That seems to be too easy. But I do like having them in alphabetical order on the back because it makes it really easy to find if I own a color or not. All right, one done. What's next? Yes, we have to start at the beginning. There is Andrellium, and it ends with Faber-Castell. So backpack, bungo box. Those are the only two new ones we should have in here. Actually, I'm going to take this apart. Oh, Colorverse, Conklin. Salt Diamine. Dominant Industry. Estabrook. Faber-Castell. There's our backer board. So BA. So one goes there. One goes there. Then we just get to flip this pile over. Oh, I need an Ackerman. I need an Ackerman. I like that instead of grabbing one of the many pieces of blotting paper on my desk, I grabbed a piece of paper towel. Colorverse, Birmingham, Birmingham, Ackerman, Birmingham, 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 Diamond, Birmingham, Andrellium, Birmingham, 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 Estabrook, Birmingham. I guess I need an Ancora as well. Which brand or which cola ring set was I starting with? And brand, apparently. So we've done Ferris wheel press. Now we are doing the craziness that is the next brand, because I realized I had to start at the beginning because in all likelihood I'm going to have to start breaking things up into more cola ring dippers, and that will change the alphabet split of all subsequent ones. Really, at this point, Ferris wheel press probably needs to be 2, but that would really annoy me. And so we're just going to see how many cola ring dippers we can keep fitting on this one until the chain no longer holds. We're approaching the max though. For a while I had hair elastic around it. A-N. A-N-C. Colorverse, Ackerman, Birmingham. Really, Birmingham. I don't know that we're going to be able to fit both Birmingham, Diamond, and Colorverse all in the same. Look, Birmingham. There's a custom. Where's my custom pile? Customs in here. Nope. So where do customs live? Customs live there. Dominant industry. Bungo box. Dominant industry. Diamine. Backpack. Colorverse. Oh, I don't want to sort these. All right. Ackerman. BGS. Ackerman. What is everybody else getting up to on their Saturday? Also, I'm totally not going to finish this today because I have about half an hour until we have to leave. And so I'm going to accept defeat that I'm not going to finish this today, but I'm going to make a good effort to get some of it done. Those Birminghams are now dry. Oh. Andrellium. DB. Ooh, I love Sailor, haha. We're now up to 2 bottles of it because Mom has probably used a third of our current bottle, and she would be incredibly sad if they discontinued it and we didn't have more. So we did get another bottle of it at Chicago this year because it is by her favorite ink. All right. This is just going to be ridiculous. Esterbrook, Faber-Castell. Ooh. So I know I said I was going to try Franklin Christoph pens this year. I think I saw Kimberly for all of like 5 minutes at the show. Like everyone was so busy this year that I really just didn't get to see people, which was sad. But it also meant that like I did not actually get to try a Franklin Christoph nib. So hopefully at another show I will get to. Also, some of the Birmingham Pen Company names are so long. Like who calls a color Coleman Electric Stove Company Jade Inferno? I get why my sample was just called Jade Inferno because that name is so long. Also, thank you very much if you were one of the people that like randomly dropped off Birmingham Pen Company ink samples for me, either with me or with Mom. I appreciate it a lot. Like, this is so cool as somebody that can only get them through one shop in Canada. It's super cool. I would say my plans this summer are very fluid. Cold Steel. So this one's the yellow cap. Are there any other duplicates? Did I get another sterling silver? No, I love sterling silver though. It's a great color. I got so many Tesla coils, and that makes me so excited because I utterly adore Tesla coil. And I now can have it inked up in pens because I've got more than a tiny bit of it. Okay, so we have Amaranth, Andy Warhol. If I make a mistake in my alphabet, feel free to fix me and tell me what I've missed. Because I am confident that I will make a mistake in my alphabet. There's a C. Do we have a B anywhere? There's another C. There's another C. Anti. There's antique aubergine. Do I have... I don't think I've got a B. C-O-C-H. Ah, C-A. C-A-C-H. C-O. C-O-L. Coleman. Again, brain injury. The alphabet's still a struggle some days. Because the more I stare at letters, the more they bounce around. So, oh, there's a custom. So there's no guarantee that, like, I'm going to get the alphabet correct. Diving bell. A, B, C, D, E, E, F, Scoochie, Scoochie, Scoochie. Fair enough. F. That's an F. F-I-R. Oh, there's another E. E-M. There's another G. There's another G. G-R-G-E. J. L. I scooch everything. L. Sure. M. R. 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 O. R-A. R-I. R-O. See, that makes it easy. Just give me different vowels for all of them. S. Sunburst. Salamander. C. T. S. S-A. S-C. S-T. S-U. Ah, I forgot P. P. S. There we go. Well, I feel like I've had a workout. Amaranth. Oh, let's stack these the right way. Cathedral. Chicken. My two different versions of Cold Steel that actually look different, annoyingly. Which I've heard is an issue with Birmingham Pen Company inks, that you never quite know how the colors are going to swatch, which I know other brands have issues with. It does seem to be a bigger problem, though, in smaller handmade brands, is batch consistency. It's not the first time we've talked about it on this channel. It probably won't be the last. Yeah, so I still haven't been able to find a bottle of the version of Polar Vortex I like. I still have a purple one in my collection. So if you have a bottle of the navy leaning Polar Vortex that you don't want, let me know. Because I am still on the hunt for one. 1 second. Where did your card go? Ah, there's your card. We have Bungo Box. And I will probably end up elastic banding all of these for a couple days. The cards tend to fold up. I find when you do these big swatches like this, they get all curly, which is a little bit annoying. So I tend to use hair elastics for a couple days, and then they flatten out a little bit more, and then they hang more nicely, and they're nicer to flip through. So that is in their future. Colorverse. We have a couple editions. SWW. SOWA. So I will say in the Polar Vortex ink in question, it's the entire bottle is a different color. And there just seems to be a batch that is purple instead of the bluish color it is online in swatches and the color that my first sample of it was. Whereas in some brands, you do need to shake the bottle to mix really well because there is that separation. So it does depend on the brand. In this case, though, it is the entire bottle that is just sort of an off color compared to what I wanted, which does happen. So you've just got to be aware when buying inks from small brands that unless the swatch they're showing comes from the batch in question, you might not get that color. B and T. Oh, there's a Diplomat. I thought I had a Diplomat color. T, Tariff Teal. B. Also, I just found a whole bunch of ink swatches from last summer after Chicago that didn't get posted for whatever reason, like YouTube like didn't post them. And so swatches that I filmed summer of 2024 are coming as well. I think there were like 6 videos that for whatever reason, just when I was scrolling through all my shorts that I'd ever posted said like upload failed on the dashboard, and so they have been re-uploaded and you will see them in the coming weeks. Bloody Brexit was a special edition for a store that I believe no longer exists in Germany. And I say that because I feel like I've got another ink from them. Oh, this is going to need to be split up. So the question is, do we split it up? Evening, citrus, F, N. Do we split it up and also split up Ferris Wheel Press? A, E, F. I don't know that I can even get this hook to close at this point. Oh, I can. Or do we just leave it for now and make it a later problem? Because I think I'd split it diamine. because this isn't going to hang. I don't think. All right. Where do we split? Where do we split? Where's color verse end or start? Makes it sort of small. I could do that for now. All right, I'm gonna do that for now. The extra bag, backing cards, and everything. No, we're not changing the system. No, we're not changing the system. Honestly, I like the Cola Ring Dipper size. It's a manageable size for me, and I like how everything stays together. And it's like a travelable size. I can travel with a single set. I can travel with the brand set or the rainbow set. That being said, this is the chain that's broken. This is going to be a very wee one. Though I think this is what like actually 50 Cola Ring Dipper cards look like. Because normally I have much more than 50 on the go. There we go. So that is Conklin through Faber-Castell. And now this is Ackerman through Colorverse. All right. I'm totally going to need more command hooks on my desk. Which also means it's probably time to upgrade the Ferris wheel press one as well, but I don't feel like doing that. So we're just going to leave it a little bit longer. Also, if you're a YouTube member, there will be a new class coming for membership shortly. And I am open to suggestions. So let me know what you want to see, and I will see what I can come up with. Because things like memberships help to fund the things for this channel that I don't get gifted. Like swatch cards. Ink Studio. J. Bon. Kiwi Inks. Okay. Oh, because I do have the Kobe. I just put it in the wrong spot. There we go. KWZ. Lamy. Linen Toolbar. I do love the Linen Toolbar inks. I'm not a huge fan of the recent Linen Toolbar price increase, but I am a fan of their inks. Monteverde, 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 Monteverde. There is some fun content stuff coming from Monteverde soon, though. Once I actually get around to swatching, well, once I get around to filming and editing, I'm slowly working my way through editing stuff. Pannonia and Pilot. Yes, the price increases are starting and they are going to continue. Like they are not done at this point. I would say we still haven't seen the Visconti price increase. I believe it's either tomorrow or July 1st is the Rhodia price increase and the JR Bond increase, and that is 30% across the board. So stuff is going to be painful. Like a 30% increase on paper is not insignificant, especially if that is the paper you use every day for notes in the office or anything. Like, that's a big deal. So the cheapest I've seen at Homo sapien recently is, I want to say $7.50, but that was a couple weeks ago. And they're just gonna, I don't know when the Visconti increase is coming, because all Atlas said was that it was coming. At least what's their faces? Other people. Goldspot are sending out emails about 24 hours in advance. So I don't have their blue. I've got Visconti sepia. I think I've dip tested their blue. I really like their sepia, and I've got one of their purple inks that comes with one of the Van Gogh pens. I like the Visconti inks. Sort of once you get into those like higher end inks, I think it's, the inks are all pretty similar, and for me it's all about the bottle design. And I would say that Visconti has one of my favorite high-end bottle designs. The cap isn't textured, but it's made in such a way that I actually find it possible to open it. And so I quite like it. YW. K I T A. I like, yeah, no, I like their inks. I've dip tested their, oh, I need a Leonardo. Monteverde. KWZ. Organic Studio. So I never had any of the plastic bottles from them in my collection. I've only had the new glass bottles. I like them. I think as a bottle, they really stand out. And I think once I finish mine, it will probably be a, what's it called on my desk? A, like, inkwell. So, here, I can grab it. I would say it's an interesting pen bottle to fill from, but it does have a thing inside of it so that you can't, like some of the old Sailor bottles did, which is nice. I don't know. I like it. It's heavy. It's fun. It's got a V on the bottom. I enjoy them. Yeah, it's not small. There's it on my desk. Like, it's not small. I would say there it is with a Tom Studio Wren on top, and the base of it is almost as big as the Wren is. They aren't small, they're substantial, which is why I like them. They're just sort of fun. So I don't know how I feel about the Ren yet. I will admit I was not sent mine. I guess I don't have to admit that. I paid out of pocket for mine. I got a Lumos as well, and I am still, I would say, not quite sold. But I'm trying to daily drive them for the next couple weeks instead of fine liners, and just seeing how I feel about them and seeing if they can actually replace my fine liners. So we'll see how it goes. And there'll be a video about it and stuff. But I am seeing if they can replace my fine liners. I would say right now I am unsure if they can. There have been a couple things that I have needed fine liners for, and it's only been 2 days. KWZ, and it smells like coffee. Oh. L. E. So we'll see. We'll see. It is an uncommon bottle shape. I really like it though. I will say it is a pain to try and store on an ink shelf because it is an uncommon bottle shape, but it also like stands out and is sort of fun. Why does Leonardo look so weird? No, I've spelled it correctly. Weird. So this is also the 2025 petrol, and I've got the 2024 dark lilac in a sample from somebody. I don't know how I feel about re-released colors. Sometimes it bugs me. I'm happy that at least with petrol Lamy went, yeah, it's not the same color. But it's the same issue I have in the watercolor world when somebody re-releases a color and you think you're buying one thing and it's actually not. It's just sort of frustrating. Like, I wish people would just come up with new names when they re-release things, or they've released something but it's not the same thing. E. Monteverde, Purple Mist, Rose Noir, and DC Super Show. Rose Noir, Purple Mist, here's D. DC Super Show. I do. So I do 2 sets of swatches. One so that I've got them in like the rainbow, because when I'm choosing colors for a pen, that's how I try and do it. And then one for brands, because it's easiest to find something in a brand ring if we're talking about something live on camera. And somebody mentions a color and I have to find it really fast. I find it easiest to do that for my brand ring. And it's also easier when shopping to just be able to flip through a brand ring and look for something I find. So I do my swatches in 2 ways. What I like about the brand ones is that it's in alphabetical order. And so that makes it really easy. But it does mean that putting away swatches now takes twice as long. We have like 15 minutes until I have to get ready to leave. It also means it uses twice as many swatch cards now. But I find it easier to look through like this than when I was doing them in a swatch book, just because it's faster than looking up in a swatch book where everything's sort of in a random order at times because you're adding stuff at different intervals. I will say I don't actually own as many Mont Blanc inks as it looks like I do. I picked up inks for Couture Pens, Shannon at Mont Blanc, a couple weeks ago. And when I did that, she let me sample her ink bottles because they weren't colors that I owned, and it just lets me have a color reference and a sample of them. And so it looks like I own way more inks than I do. Really, though, some of them are just samples from friends that I've borrowed from bottles, because I like having a color reference for things so that if somebody is asking me a question about something, I can go, I don't have X, but Y is similar. I know there are still colors out, but we are going to start a new cola ring. Naviler, Noodlers, Octopus, Organic Studios, Parker, Pelican, Pannonia, and Pilot. Because this last one's definitely going to need to be split. So I'll just add some of this last one to this one and then finish, and then we'll save the rainbow one for another day. Platinum, Private Reserve, Robert Oster, Rowan Klinger, Sailor. I have a feeling the first four are probably going in a different coloring dipper. Tasha, Teranishi, Van Diemen's, Vinta, Visconti, Warringall, Woodworths and Blacks, and Custom. All right. Ha! I was thinking I had rose quartz somewhere. Okay. Is this the right? Nope. Pannonia, Pelican, Highlighter, Violet. I was thinking I hadn't put away rose quartz. I bet you there's other peas that got missorted because of the whole platinum thing. Because Parker's in here as well, and I didn't put away Parker washable brand. Yeah. All right. Custom, Sailor, Rowan Clear, Tasha, Custom, Sailor, Straits, Custom, Schaefer, Private Reserve, Tasha, Rowan Klinger, Custom, Tasha, Visconti, Warringall, Sailor, Tasha. All right. Parker, Quink, Blue Black. Means washable brown goes here. It also means platinum can go here. All right. Ron Klinger. Where where does ST? This is coming down here. SHST. K. Oh, there's the letter K. All right. Any more? Robert Oster is next. I haven't added any new Robert Oster. I doubt I will. I've had some weird things happen recently with Robert Oster inks on my pens, and so I think for now I'm done with adding their inks to pens and their inks to my collection. ALB. The backer card. All right, Sailor. There's so many in this that we're actually going to hello, welcome. Put these all down because there are just too many. N O A Z A K K U R U R. I think I'll finish this set before I have to leave, because we are almost done. I also like when people name their custom colors. So many of these custom colors I was given at the show have actual names that people have given them, and I love that because it makes it easy for me to put them away. Especially because, like, for a lot of them, I have no idea how to remix them, but it does, like, let me put them away nicely. Schaefer. This needs to say bottle. I really like this. So this is the Ohio Pen Show 2019 ink. Again, same person that was selling a whole bunch of inks for $7 a bottle was selling this one. I love the bottle for this ink. It's super pretty, and I love the ink color. It's like quinacridone magenta-ish. We are so close to being done. Sepia bottle. Oh, there are little differences. So this is a sample and this is bottle. I will also say like this was the show bottle that they were using to dip test pens in all weekend, and there's a chance like it was contaminated with other things. There's not a guarantee that my bottle is not contaminated with a different Visconti ink. TWT. Woodsworth in black. How do I sort these? How have I sorted these? Oh, by brand. F. C, C, B, S, T, C. Haha. That like vaguely makes sense as a way to sort custom colors, I guess. All right, so there we go. That is part 1, I guess, but I have to leave for a family event, so I have to go get changed and like do my hair and makeup and stuff. But there we go. There is the brands. Cola Ring Dipper's done, and then I guess maybe tomorrow afternoon we will do the colors ones. But the first set are done, and that feels very accomplished. That feels like a big accomplishment because I have been living in swatch chaos for like 3 weeks. So I am very happy to like sort of be getting my office back in a way by getting these things done. I hope you have a good weekend. Have a good Saturday. And thanks so much for watching.